Earth to Girl World. This is your host, Dr. Phil. Hello, everyone. You do not need to turn up your audio. I shouldn't whisper because then people might adjust their audio. Yes, hopefully everyone can hear me well. Let me adjust the banner. Wow, Foodie. She has been doing the most. But yeah, just so much going on. You look at the video or the little intro I've got here today, Foodie hits bottom. You can see you've got Canada in the background. You've got this person here feeling a little depressed. You've got the Canadian moose. And of course, you got Foodie there with her pyramid scheme supplements made in Canada. And and Foodie just put out a brand new video. She blessed us with a brand new vid. So we're gonna watch that first, even though I already had a whole thing planned talking about her trip home and all that. But we're gonna get to that too. You've probably all already seen that. So, but I still want to give my opinion on it as a straight guy. You know, I think I have an interesting perspective on this girl world stuff. All right. So let me take down the video and let me start welcoming people in. Hold on a second here. All right. So let me start welcoming you folks in. Put on the banner. All right. Icy was in here early. Oh, hope to see you, Icy. Grateful Life. Hope to see you tonight as well. Sour Cat Lemons. Very, very awesome. As the fupa turns, as the fupa grows, right? Welcome in, Nutty. Welcome in. Oh, you're still up. So you were earlier. Okay. Hello, Elise. Welcome in. Welcome in, Yellow Mood. Oh, she made a heck of a grocery haul. Ooh, I gotta see that one. I've been trying to catch up, but there's there really, for once, there's been a lot of foodie content going on. Greetings, SCL Sigma. Hope you're well. Hey, Susie Q. Hope you're having a good night. Hope everybody's enjoying the holiday season. Grocery haul, yeah, apparently. Welcome in, Nancy. All right. Well, hopefully everybody is got something nice and warm on. Unless you're in Kuwait, we know Foodie's not. We know Foodie's in Canada, so she needs something nice and warm for her sake. Let me present the screen. 1 second here. Share screen. Whoops, I think I shared the wrong one. Hold on. Very professional here. Is she off her hijab? Good question. Skinny, I don't know. Skinny said she was debating how long it would take Foodie to take off the hijab. Maybe we should do a poll on that. How long you folks think it'll be? But yeah, I don't even want to talk much because this new video just came out. Let's run the video. Let's see what's going on.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Hope it's not too loud.
It's the holiday season, and what better gift to give someone you love than a personal video from me they can keep forever and ever. Get yours now. And yes, I am Muslim, but I can still wish you a happy holiday. Get your cameo today.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video.
And before I go any further, I just wanted to also say, I'm going to talk about this and watch the video later, but did anybody else notice how happy Salah looked in that video when he was taking Foodie to the airport? That is the happiest I've seen him since ever. I've never seen him look that genuinely happy, and so many people noticed it. It was the first thing I noticed, and every single reaction channel I watched, they all pointed it out. I think it was wild. Okay, so let's hear what Foodie has to say. She's already really not wearing a hijab. She's already just kind of wearing a knit cap, it looks like. But she does have her chin, not the chin Spanx, but she does have the turtleneck, the Canadian turtleneck.
Yo, I know what you're thinking. I'm back in Canada. I know a lot of you expected me to just take off my hijab, me to go live a lot. I know, okay. So I have a lot of things to take care of and do. And I just find that the videos are more safe for me right now because.
And Nashies, if you're serious, we might watch that toward the end of the stream. So definitely yes, keep that in.
Honestly,
you might listen to that.
You know, it's just realistically, unfortunately, some people ruin the fun for everyone, right?
Yes.
It's not safe for me to go live right now. I get stalked, I get followed around, and it's just not.
Foodie says it's not safe to go live. Because because she's going to be stalked and all that kind of stuff. And let me just put this out there. I know this is not an issue with anybody in any of my viewers or any of Skinny's viewers or really most viewers. But I just want to put this out there just because I know YouTube is weird. But, I encourage everybody, just leave Foodie alone. She is perfectly capable of destructing herself. She doesn't need anybody to speed it along. She's very good at it. So yeah, nobody's stalking her. Not that I could imagine. That sweater is hideous in Elise's turn. I'll say at least it looks clean. I'll say that. But yeah, it looks. I mean, isn't the neck supposed to like go in? Like the whole of the neck. These turtlenecks, the neck is supposed to go in and stick up. Her neck is so wide, it like doesn't even. You can't even tell it's supposed to be a turtleneck almost. You know what I mean? You almost can't even tell it's a turtleneck. Nobody is stalking you, Chantel. I didn't realize that, at least, but that makes sense, though. That makes sense. And if you notice, her face has gotten so puffy, they don't sit properly. They sit very high up on her face, actually. Let me kind of highlight that here. See how they sit up? The top of her glasses is way above her eyebrows. They should be sitting down like by the bottom of her nose instead of they're sitting up on top of her cheeks. So, a mock neck, is that what they call it? Okay, I'm not Mr. Fashion. I mean, I dress well to be sometimes, but yeah, right. At least it must be new because there's no food stains on it. The paranoia is real with her. Oh, welcome in, Monkey Mech, and welcome in anybody I missed. My apologies. Ding dong duh. Welcome in. Drool collector, right? That's what she keeps the extra thick neck layers on for. All right. Hey, welcome in, Jamie. If Foodie could still fit in that sweater, next time she wears it, it is going to be covered in filth and grime. Edie from Grey Gardens vibes. Foodie's got like a cross between like a. Ooh, you know what she looks like? She looks like one of those. Remember that Robert Palmer, that guy from the '80s, Simply Irresistible. Those women with the red lipstick in it. If one of them, like gained 400 pounds, it would look like Foodie. It was like a foot shorter and gained like 300 pounds. She'd look like Foodie. Okay, so let me put the picture on. Yeah. Anyway, today's video, just a reminder for anybody who's just come in. Foodie just got back to Canada. Let me catch you up on the narrative. Foodie just got back to Canada. She has said that her marriage is on hold, I guess. She hasn't really explained how that's going to work, but apparently she's going to go back to Kuwait at some point. Salah ever coming to Canada? Who knows? Yeah, there's just so much to say. There's just so much to say. So let me get back to the hey, welcome in, Rudy. 7:09 p.m. Oh, Dad, no. Oh, that sounds lovely though. Early birthday dinner. Oh, at a brewery. That sounds fantastic. Oh, B's sexdoll. Speaking of sexdoll, that's actually ties into a story I'm just going to be covering very shortly. I don't really cover Cyraxx a lot, but this one's too good to not cover. There's a guy who's decided he's going to be Cyraxx's defender, his champion, his buddy, his troll. I don't know exactly. We're going to go into it, but he and Rax are in the same level because he's got a sexdoll that he thinks is alive. Yeah. Well, better than subjecting a real woman to that, right? Her body covers 3/4 of the front seat. Oh yeah, let me take off the video. Sorry, I was running too long. Okay, let's let this run a little bit. Let's let this run a little bit because I'm enjoying the chat, but I want to hear what Foodie has.
Not cool. So, I'm trying to safeguard my privacy.
Welcome
these were in my car. Remember these? I'm trying to safeguard my privacy right now. So,
welcome in, Freedom. Oh, welcome in, Nutty, as well. Hope you're having a great night. Welcome in, Toys R Us Kid. Hope you're having a great night.
Yeah. When I'm settled into my own apartment or house, I'm not sure what I'm going to be renting. I will film, like in the kitchen, my bedroom, stuff like that. I just won't show the outside of my location or anything like that. I'll be very careful. I'm being very careful this trip. There are literally like psychotic people who are on my tail, and I just, Yeah, it's just, I'm trying to be more responsible for my own security and just my own privacy more than anything, you know? So, yeah, this is a
Okay. Okay. Well, I think we're about to get into the fun part. I'm going to speed it up just to drop more because she's not talking that slow. But yeah, Foodie talking about literal psychos and stalkers and all that. Unless she's talking about Natter. And as far as I know, I think she'd be very happy if Natter showed up at her place in the middle of the night. Especially if he brought some party favors, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think the only person who might actually stalk Foodie and show up at her place unannounced, she would be very excited to see him. So I think this is just a big front. S-Jam is the only other guy who's ever showed any other interest. As far as women, there's no women who want to see her. There's no women who want to talk to her. Unless she's worried about somebody like whose boyfriend she tried to steal or something like that. Like who else would even who would I don't know. Like anybody who wants to mess with Foodie is somebody that she's personally messed with. It's not somebody from the internet. We have much better things to do.
Sweater from Pennington's. We will Pennington's bees. But this is from Pennington's and it's a 4X. So again, it just depends how it's made, where it's from.
That sounds fantastic.
Et cetera, et cetera. You know, I wear anything. The only place I really wear 3X is from Maurice's. They're made big. So if you want your clothes made big, I would go there. I wear between 3X and a 5X. Depends. So anyways, I have a busy day. I'm going to go get my car serviced. Look, I'm not getting rid of this car. Like I said, it's paid off and I don't have to worry about car payment. So that's awesome for that. I haven't had to, I mean, this is the first time I haven't had a car payment. Like we have the SUV in Kuwait and despite what a lot of people think, that's Salah's car. He pays his own, he's paid his own bills before me. He will continue to pay his own bills.
And Pete's, I thought for a second I read that as Pete's. I read the P as Pete's for a second, but it works both ways. Yeah, Chantel has no female friends, and she doesn't really have any male friends either. Hey, Tibbz, what's up? Is this clickbait about her hijab? It's only 2 minutes into it. I will say she's not wearing a hijab in the video. She's got that knit cap on. So is it clickbait? Maybe. We'll find out. But I mean, we'll get to it when we get to it. Now she's talking about does she wear a 3X? From what'd she say, from Morrissey's? Someplace. Let me read that. The name of the place she said. I have to be honest, this is one of the areas where I'm not too familiar with the plus size sizings. I had heard that Chantel looked to be in a 6X. That's what people have told me. I could believe that. I could believe that from what I've heard. If she's a 3X, is it possible that that place sizes things differently? Because I know that different places will have their own sizes, especially once the sizes get irregular. That's when they'll start having their own sizing anyway. So
people think that's Salah's car. He pays his own. He's paid his own bills before 5X. Me. He will continue to pay his own bills without me. Okay. You know, people say I'm broke. Well, then how can I afford to pay for 2 households and 2 vehicles?
Welcome in, Skitty. And by the way, Skitty, Foodie. I was about to say hi to Skitty. I want to answer Foodie here. Foodie's sake, how could she be broke if she's paying for 2 households? That's kind of why Foodie, that's why we think you're broke. I shouldn't speak for everybody. That's why I think you're broke. I shouldn't say I think you're broke, but I think that's where your money's going. I think your money's going to supporting Salah and your own needs. And I'm not, trying to throw shade or anything with that, but yeah, that's gotta be where it's going. And it's sad to not have any friends. Exactly, Fiona. I don't always spend a ton of time with all my friends. I don't necessarily have a ton of friends, but all my life, I've always had at least some friends. And it's, even if you don't spend a lot of time together, it's just good to know you have people there who can, and a good friend, you know what? And this is why Chantel doesn't have any friends or anymore, I guess. A good friend will tell you when you're doing wrong. And that's what, and I'm not saying that a good friend is going to insult you or call you bad names or anything like that. But a good friend will, if you're messing up, doing something bad for yourself, a good friend is not going to enable you. Chantel wants enablers. She doesn't want good friends. She wants friends like Pete's, friends like Salah, people who just enable her. And any women friends of hers would probably saw her like an equal and weren't on her payroll and probably told her the truth. And she didn't like that. Okay, let me catch up on the chat a little bit. Yeah, what 2 households? Actually, that is a good point, Yellow Mo. And welcome into anybody I've missed. Welcome into anybody. Oh, hey, Mouse Toes, welcome in. Okay, 6X to 3X is a big difference. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It does seem pretty big. That's a great point, Susie Q. I don't think yes, Chantel always needs more other content, but yeah, Yeah. You don't bother spending this much time explaining something that's not an issue. Like, I don't spend any time arguing that I don't weigh 400 pounds. You know what, Monkey Mech? I believe that very strongly. Chantel seems to be very jealous of any female who has anything at all that she doesn't. Oh, thank you very much, Mouse Toes. Yes, everyone, please slam that thumbs up if you're enjoying the video, and please click subscribe and the bell if you're enjoying what you see. You'd like to see more of it. Yes, Skinny Queen. Merry Christmas to you. Oh, and Skinny Queen, by the way, she's got a great channel. Definitely check her out if you haven't already. But she is doing an accountability challenge, I think she said, for starting in January. I think that's really cool. I might try signing up for that. We'll see how accountable I feel like being. All right. Let me get through a few more comments. Jeez, I'll get right back up. Oh man, there's so many comments. I might have to miss a few. She says Salah pays his own bills, then she says she pays for everything. Yep, exactly. She says she pays his own bills, but she pays 2 rents. She's all over the place. Let's let her go. Let's let her talk.
Payments. And all these debts I'm paying back. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. People are so willing to contradict themselves to fit their narrative, but it's just, anyway. So,
you know, especially with that black thing around her head, because the black can be slimming, but then when she has that bright white face and that bright white top, it just makes everything else look so much bigger.
Yeah, I'm just going to get this car cleaned up, detailed, serviced, and we're good to go. The Kia will be brand new. But yeah, I mean, you know, just other than normal wear and tear,
yeah,
it's fine. You know, I'm definitely not going to get another car payment right now. So
just the gals.
Anyways, so yeah, I guess that's it. I wanted to talk about the hijab. Like I said, I know people are expecting me to go back to myself. Ooh. I mean, I can still be myself and wear a hijab. This is my...
I think that's Susie, I think that the lack, you know, it's so funny. Chantel spent so much time explaining everything and denying everything. The one thing she hasn't really bothered to explain very well is how she's going to seriously take care of her health. All she's done is, I mean, well, she said some more stuff in the other videos we're going to go over, but she's basically just made a lot of big claims about getting weight loss surgery and, oh, I'm going to get help. I'm going to get weight loss surgery. But what really is that? It's really just seeking external solutions for her internal problems. Welcome in, Tink Frog. Yeah, she's wearing the Kia. I hope she can squeeze out. Exactly. No one's stalking her. Walking contradiction. You know, Tibbz, that actually can happen to I heard that can happen to a lot of women. If they get below a certain body fat percentage, it messes with the hormone production. So yeah, you know, be careful. Don't get to that low. I mean, it's good to be low. You know, it's good to be lean, but you don't want to be so lean that it messes with your system. Obviously, you know your body better than anybody, but just be careful though. Exactly, they're married. They pay their bills, but I guess because she's moved out, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense. No bumper unless one got put on. I think they got one put on. Sweater looks like it's choking her. I'm gonna have to skip through some comments and just welcome people in. Okay, welcome in, Patty. All right, everybody. I gotta skip through a few. I just let the video play because otherwise.
Religion. This is also. It's just I'm gonna stay covered. Like, I know people think that I'm gonna come back to Canada and completely take off my hijab. People are expecting it, and
yes, we are.
It's kind of, you know, disheartening to see people think that I'm just taking religion as a joke. I'm not a perfect Muslim. Nobody is perfect. I am still pretty new. I mean, it hasn't even been a full year. And I just...
Hasn't even been a full year, you know? She hasn't... I think Foodie went to that one mosque that one time when she officially took the Shahada, and that was it. That was it. Does anybody think she's going to join a Canadian mosque? I asked Skinny that the other day. We had a little chat about that quickly. I don't... that's why I'm so interested in this video, because if she joins any Canadian mosque, credit to her. You know, I'd be interested to see her take her religion seriously. She doesn't have to show anybody, but I'd be interested to know that.
You know, I'm not perfect. No, not all the time. But I mean, this is a hijab, okay?
Welcome in.
I wear this because I have to cover. So for those of you, even though I've said it many times, there seems to be a lot of people who don't know. I have to cover everything except for my hands, sometimes my feet. You know, when I pray, I cover my feet and my face. So
my condolences there, Fiona's mom. Hope, you know, life is precious.
I have to cover my neck. always. And the chin, yes. My double chin even, okay? So yes, I have to cover everything.
I'm sorry.
Now, when I'm in the house...
I know it was inappropriate to go from something so serious, but then as soon as Chantel just said about having to cover her neck and her chin, I just started cracking up. All right, we're gonna rewind that. My apologies for going from so serious to laughing, but we're trying to keep, I guess we're trying to keep this light, right?
I have to cover my neck always, and the chin, yes. My double...
All right, so apparently the double chin is only for your husband. The second, one chin is for everybody to see. One chin is only for your husband.
Chin even, okay? So yes, I have to cover everything. Now, when I'm in the house, I never cover anything. When I'm alone with my husband, I don't wear a hijab. But
right?
Just because I'm in Canada, I'm not going to stop being who I am. And who I am, I've seen this comment a lot by people, and I'm not getting down on you. I don't mind. I expect this kind of reaction from people. I know people are finding it they're in disbelief that I'm Muslim still, and I never thought I would ever be in this position. I would never be who I am today, but this feels like truly who I am. And if it wasn't, it would be I would take it off easily, but I'm not ever going to take it off. Even if I'm never with...
Well, she said she's never going to take it off. That's a pretty strong statement to make. I think though it's pretty funny, pretty telling that she prefaced it by saying that she has to cover her double chin because of her religion. And then she goes on to say, and I'm never taking it off. So yeah, that's pretty, I mean, well, Chantel, when I say Chantel has hit bottom, part of what I mean by that is she has been oddly candid. I'm not going to say she's been honest, but she's been very candid lately. She's, the way she said that her health is a disaster. She's going back to Canada because she needs the health care, that Salah can't come to visit her, that she's just kind of admitted a lot of stuff recently, and this too, about how, well, I'm wearing it for my chin whether you like it or not. Like, she's just become very, very defiant in her own way. Welcome in, Nirvana, and my apologies I missed anybody. I know I missed a few comments. There's been so many great comments I've had problems keeping up. And yes, Salah did live in a one-room shack. He was very tight on cash. And if I miss anybody's comment, please just leave another one, but at me, and that way I hopefully won't miss it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Triple to quadruple chins. Welcome in, Detective Coaches. Yes, indeed. Exactly, Patty. All right, hopefully I welcomed everybody in. Let's let this video go some more.
Salah again. That's not going to happen, inshallah. But let's say we weren't together anymore. Me being Muslim isn't just have anything to do with him,
Wow, she's already saying, and what if we weren't together anymore? She's already laying the groundwork. I'm interrupting this video so much, I'm not letting it right. I'm going to rewind it just a bit and let it play for a second so everybody can hear what she just said about how she really wears the hijab because as a Muslim, she has to cover her double chins. Her logic on that was really interesting, but then she went on to say, but even if Salah and I split up, I'm a Muslim for life, so I wouldn't be taken. She never talked like that in Kuwait. She's been in Canada, what, not even a day?
And, if it wasn't, it would be I would take it off easily, but I'm not ever going to take it off. Even if I'm never with Salah again, that's not going to happen, inshallah. But let's say we weren't together anymore. Me being Muslim isn't just have anything to do with him, It's me too. So this is a decision I'm making. It's not, no one's forcing me to do it. It's a decision I've made all on my own. And while I'm in Canada and anywhere else in the world, when you see me in the public eye on camera, I'm going to be wearing a hijab. So those are the parts of my aura. It's called aura. I'm always going to cover. You're only going to see my face. You're only going to see my hands. You're only going to see my, that's pretty much it.
Oh, no worry, Fiona's mom. I just wanted to be adequately respectful. No problem whatsoever.
That's pretty much it. There are a lot of things, yes, I do that. Technically, a lot of people argue against Islam, wearing lipstick, stuff like that. To each their own. I'm not, people shouldn't judge other people, especially non-Muslims. I have non-Muslim people who show their hair, who are trying to tell me what is an appropriate hijab. You can
Okay, Chantel, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that I think maybe there are some people, if they're saying how you should behave and what you should do if you're a Muslim, I think maybe there are some people who get a little bit too caught up if they're not a Muslim themselves. But it's another thing to talk about things that are well understood. It's well understood, and would you go around talking about how you're a devout in your religion, and you wear the outfit, you wear the traditional religious dress because you take it so seriously. I think that opens you up to a little bit of criticism. You know, if Foodie wasn't wearing the full outfit and you know, doing the full cosplay, then I think people might be willing to give a little bit more slack. But
even look this up. Many Muslims actually wear the Kuwaitis, as long as you're covering your aura, as long as you're covering. That's technically a hijab. I don't always have to wear a veil for it to be a cover, you know?
yes.
I don't know. It's just like, I mean, it's fine. You can go on hotehijab.com, HAUTE, and check for yourself. It's perfectly fine.
We're actually going to watch a video. I don't think we're going to have enough time to watch all these videos because I wasn't expecting this new one. But we actually have one where she talks about that. It's only like 5 minutes long. And she talks about she's never going back to Canada, and it's a haram place, and she hates it there. And in Kuwait, she could be free because she's around her people who are just like her. Yeah. Well, that's actually a good point, Payday. She's only done like 2 videos, but who knows how long she's actually been there. It could have been a good week, or maybe even, who knows. But yep, yes, Nirvana, exactly. Preparing, laying the groundwork for that, geez, you don't even have to get a divorce when you're fake married.
So even in the Quran, it doesn't say you must wear a chiffon hijab to be appropriate. It just says cover yourself, like in the most general, vague sense possible. Oh, I need the AC on.
Like when it's cold,
30.
like you know, like they have those outfits with the different colors to match the colors on the I'm trying to think of the stable.
33 Fahrenheit. And I have the AC on. Salah was like, you need a winter jacket. Let's go. Because they have like a North Face at the mall. And I'm like, I don't want a winter jacket. Like, I am not going to wear it. I've had winter jackets. I might get a jacket. But I mean, I don't need one. I'm hot right now. I have my undershirt. I have this. I'm covered on my
Yes, Mouse Toes. I don't like to get preachy about anybody's religion, tell other people how to practice their religion. But Chantel is the one who, from before she even became Muslim, according to her, she was already wearing the traditional religious garb, which is considered a strong step to take. If you're to do all of that, and then to argue that you don't have to follow the spirit of the rule. I'm not going to get into all that myself because we've already gone over this a million times. We know exactly what we mean, though. We know what we're talking about, Mouse Toes. You know, you're correct on this.
And so, you know, I didn't even wear my scarf today. So yeah, I'm just busy visiting. I'm going to be visiting people and taking care of appointments and everything like that. I have a lot of appointments to do, and I'm running into a wall because the wait time, I called around, for most family doctors is like 2 to 3 years.
What?
I mean, that's where the healthcare system is failing.
Hold on. The wait time is 2 to 3 years to get a family doctor. And I'm not going to say that I don't believe that because I don't know what the Canadian system is like. But if that's not, I mean, first of all, I'm not going to say that's good or bad. That's a totally separate issue. Totally separate issue, which I'm not even going to get into. But I am going to say this. Foodie has been a Canadian for a long time. Foodie has been severely overweight for a long time. Foodie has had health problems for a long time. Foodie has had diagnoses in Canada years ago. She went to the emergency room countless times and got diagnoses each time. She went to that eating disorder clinic where she was accepted in, and she quit voluntarily because she felt the program wasn't good enough for her, or it wasn't adequately tailored to her needs. Yeah, it's a better way to put it. She spent the last year playing I can't even call it housewife, playing houseplant. That's really what she playing houseplant in Kuwait, where she just sat there and grew. And now she wants to complain that, oh, well, you know, it's going to take 2 years for me to get a doctor's appointment. I'm not going to, you know, start, you know, pretending like I know how Canada works, the healthcare system and all that. But Foodie, you have to have known at least a little bit of some of this stuff.
Right now, let's say at the Montfort Hospital, okay? Right now, I saw on the news, the wait time at the emergency is 20 hours.
20 hours in the emergency room. You know what that tells me? That tells me that Chantel, when she realized that it was going to be a year plus to get a doctor, she said, well, heck with that. I'm just going to go to the emergency room like I always do. That's what she was going to do. And then when she realized it was 20 hours, she quit. She said, heck with that. I'm not waiting 20 hours. I'm just going to go to Burger King. And what is a shacket? That's a good question. A sheer jacket, maybe? I can't, that's all I can think of. A small jacket? She should wear a battle vest, right? Then she wouldn't have to worry about all these crazy deranged stalkers. She should get one of those knife-proof vests like they have in London for the bobbies there. That would help protect her from natter. That's a bad joke, right? But all right, I couldn't resist.
So, look, it's just, I don't know how long it's going to take me, and that's why I'm here.
You know what? That's a good point. That's a good question. Ready, set, food for Febreze ricotta cheese. And I think somebody who really knows this stuff better than me should probably answer that. But from my understanding, I know you don't have to cover the face with the hijab. So yeah, I think it is only, I'm pretty sure it only is required to cover the hair. Now, there might be some other rules, but the big deal from my understanding is it's the hair, not the chin. It's not that you're supposed to cover your chin. Like, I've never seen a hijab that wraps the chin but leaves the top of the head exposed. Never seen that. Oh, geez, I'm falling behind on the chat. My apologies, I missed anybody. Welcome in, Chatty Charlie. Cosplaying as a wife, right? That's what she was doing over there. She must have got a lot of sun and water, right? She grew beautifully. Oh, your new mommy's name is Bambi. Okay, so let's get back to the show on here.
Indefinitely for now, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get the healthcare that I need. And, you know, there's long wait lists, and I have a lot to take care of. So I'm just going to need to be here for a while. And, yeah, so that doesn't mean I'm not going to ever see Salah. We can visit each other. But right now, and, you know, the pets are keeping him company. And I could have easily brought her with me. Well, not very easily.
The pets are keeping him company. I love how she says that. The pets are keeping him company. To be fair, I mean, that if I had to choose between Foodie or the pets, I'd much rather be kept company by the pets too. So I actually think Foodie makes a good point. She left, but the pets are still there. I mean, if there was anything that, you know, so things for him can possibly be any better than they are now.
I really am I feel so bad doing that, knowing that they're like going to be on the plane for so long and stressed out. I don't know. It's really stressful.
She didn't want to take the pets home with her, but where are you even going to take the pets, Foodie? And I'll tell you another thing that I really hope doesn't happen. I really, really hope Foodie does not get more pets, because she has shown time and time again that she is just the worst pet owner. Maybe not the worst. There's worse, but she is terrible. She is negligent. She let BBJ suffer for a very long time with that ear infection, with the bad nails, improperly fed. The prior cat, Tibbz, was not properly treated by the vet. There were all kinds of issues. I don't even know all the details of all this stuff, but I know that she was a terrible pet owner. Julia only did okay because she was a street cat. So yeah, please don't get any more pets, Foodie.
But also, he wants them to be there. Like, the pets love him too. And Julia's close to him as well. And, you know, he's taking good care of them, and they're there to keep him company, make him less lonely. He loves the pets. So...
You know what, Susie Q? That's actually a really good piece of advice. If it's going to be over 2 years, I mean, that's expensive, but this is life and death. And if you got a doctor there, she got a doctor there in like what? Like the same day. She waited 20 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't cheap, but this is your life, Foodie. You were willing to spend You're willing to spend $3,000 a month on food delivery. For that much, you could fly to Kuwait and go see a doctor and come back. Which is worth it to you? Not that you have to go to Kuwait, but I'm just pointing out that if you know, get your priorities in order, Foodie. I could believe that, Chatty. I can believe that. I've heard the Canadian system is very overburdened. And Foodie is somebody who's needs a lot of services, and she's done everything she can to neglect her health. She neglected her pet's health. She neglects her own health.
Who never was raised with a cat, and I said, you're going to love the cats pretty soon. Sure enough. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. I better get going. I have a lot to do today. Oh my gosh, I have an appointment soon for the car, and
good point, Payday.
I hate waiting. Patience, my friend. So that's why I'm dressed.
That's something. That's the other thing about Salah. I think Salah is. That's the video we're gonna watch after this one. We're gonna get the last picture of Salah. He just looks so happy. I'm gonna talk about what I think Salah's up to after this video, because I want to see the end of this one first, but then you'll hear my opinion on that.
It's like this, you know, I'm not wearing a hijab or abaya. I didn't bring any of my abayas because people don't really wear them here, and I just wanted to be more casual here. Access to like bigger casual.
What's that? She doesn't want to wear the hijab and the abaya because she's more casual here, and it's more casual here. What the heck, Chantel? Don't you? Well, last time when she was here, she insisted on wearing that stuff when she just came to visit, and when she was in Kuwait, she said how much she loved wearing that traditional dress, and how people in Canada, how they don't dress modestly. They dress very haram. They dress very inappropriate, very sexually, very sloppily, and they should dress in the proper Islamic way, like they do in Kuwait. That's what Chantel always said, I thought.
Clothes in the winter here is probably makes me more comfortable, and also with the toque.
Maybe
it's winter,
I think so.
Wearing a toque on top of like a chiffon, I don't know if I really like that look as much. So I'm just wearing an undercap. It's a hijab that goes to here, covers everything, and it covers my neck and my chins. If you want to say chins, whatever, I don't care. And I don't have to worry about it, you know. And then I have my hat on top of that because it's nice and warm. And I'm warm. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly comfortable this way. You know, I have no complaints. So, but as for taking off the hijab, no, I don't know why people would think that. People have so many.
Hold on, Foodie. You're the one who just said that you're like not going to be doing the hijab anymore. I mean, did I not hear her correctly? Maybe somebody can correct me. I've been answering a lot of chat at the same time. I maybe got a little confused. But wasn't like the majority of this video talking about how she was going to dress more casual and not wear the abaya and the hijab so much? And now she's saying that she's not going to take off the hijab? Like, make up your mind, Foodie. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe it does if I watch it like enough times, but I mean, I could translate the Rosetta Stone more quickly.
Theories about me and how I feel, and you're so wrong. You're wrong about every single.
Watch paint dry. You know, I could do something more useful.
Thing. You're wrong about me being a fake Muslim. You're wrong about me. And no, I'm not a perfect Muslim, but
we're wrong about her being a fake Muslim. Okay.
Doesn't mean I'm fake and I don't believe in God and Allah. Okay. And you're so wrong about me wanting to eat pork. I'm never going to eat pork again. I haven't. Now, I will be on.
All right, we're going to get to that in a second. I just want to read a couple comments. Chatty Charlie, I think that is very clever. And I think that if Chantel could think of a way to pull that off, she will. I think that's... And yes, Salah is probably jumping out of bed in the morning, and he's like getting 3 feet in the air. He's jumping so high. He's like hopping up and doing a little dance. And he probably gets up every morning and like plays for He's a Jolly Good Fellow on the piano. Like that, and then he does like a little Arabic number, and he just does his dance, and he's happy as a clam. Chantel should invest in a casket, but she should probably buy one a few sizes too big, just in case. If she does try to get BBJ back, it will make for really interesting viewing. Though I really hope she doesn't. I mean, just because I hope don't want her to, but whatever. If she does, she's gonna fail. I hope. I pray. Exactly. The only time I've seen him with a real...
Honest that sometimes I eat non-halal meat while I'm here because it's harder to access unless you go to a specific restaurant. You can buy it in the grocery store too. But sometimes I go out and not everything is halal. And it's just, you know, I'll eat halal where I can. But the main...
She's got to eat halal where she can. This is such equivocating. This is such BS. This is so not any kind of a statement of strength. This is a statement of surrender. This is complete surrender. And they say Islam means surrender, but it doesn't mean surrendering to your own whims, Chantel. It means surrendering to Allah, surrendering to God. It doesn't mean surrendering to what's easy, to what's Canadian. You're surrendering to all of your worst Canadian habits. You are the example of the Western culture that Islam decries. And I'm not saying that as a Muslim. I'm just saying that you kind of are, though. I mean, when they talk about decadence and gluttonous Western haram culture, they're talking about foodie. At least I think they are.
Thing is, I'm not going to eat pork, and I'm not going to drink, and I'm also not going to smoke weed or take edibles. I thought...
Or take edibles. I love she threw that in there.
But when I came here, I would be craving it so bad, and there's dispensaries I was driving by. And I really just, you know what I like? I like the feeling of a clear head. I was thinking of how I felt when I was like high, and how, I think it's worse for my depression. I really do. And I have a bit of a trauma from all those wheelchairs. I swear, I don't think I would enjoy it the same way. I wanted to...
Look at what if she gave this whole little speech in the beginning. I don't know if you caught the beginning of this video, the first part, which talked about how it's religious to wear the hijab to cover the double chin. that's like an official Islamic thing. Like she must have learned that from some Islamic scholar in Kuwait, I guess. I don't know. Welcome in, Dunny. Maybe I did welcome you in earlier. I don't remember, but welcome in again. Yeah, liars can never make up their minds because they keep thinking of a better story. That's the problem. Oh, welcome in, Hannibal. Glad you're enjoying the show. Everybody, please check out Hannibal. He does a great show himself. I've been watching a little bit of Cobes lately, Hannibal. I heard the story of his sex doll. I found out about it because Cyraxx has got somebody who also has a sex doll. Then I heard about Cope's sex doll. It's just, what is it with these guys and their sex dolls? I mean, it's, at least they're not bothering real women, right? But like, come on, it's not, I don't think that's a solution. All right. Interesting payday with a interesting fact there. Thank you for finding that. It's the way Salah wakes up every morning and sings, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Chantel has left the crap box and everything now is going my way. I don't know if that's the melody, but I'll try. It's Frumpy the Snowman. She does look, she is built like a snow person, I'll say at this point. I mean, she's very shapeless. She always was. And this big white, this big white sweater is not helping anything. All right, let's let it keep going.
I want to be different here. I don't want to go back to my old habits. I don't miss those. I never missed them. So when people say you look so much happier, I'm happy to be able to see my family and take care of things, but I'm actually really sad because I miss my pets and Salah. And I don't miss any of the bad habits I used to have.
Doesn't she sound sad? Doesn't she? It's like, I am actually really sad because I miss my pets and Salah. I'm not upset because I don't have my wheelchairs and I don't really miss that stuff at all. And I don't really, I don't miss any of this. I don't miss any of that. And yeah, actually, I feel really happy. She's angrier now than she was at the beginning of the video. Like she worked herself into a rage just talking about all the stuff she doesn't miss. How does that work?
Them at all. Whatsoever. So that's false as well. Anyways, there's my sermon for today. Yeah.
Yes,
but other than that, hijab is staying on. And I'm moving on. So like I said, my goal is just to keep, once I have more updates about health appointments and things, I want to share my health journey. And
she wants to share her health journey. I mean, is your health journey gonna last more than a day or two? I mean, is there gonna be anything to share, or is it just gonna be health journey day 1? I decided to quit. Is that gonna be it?
And yeah, just share my journey of
grateful,
moving out on my own. But eventually the goal is to live together again. But I have to take care of my things here right now, So. But anyway, we'll see what the future holds. I'm taking it day by day. I'm just literally taking it day by day right now. Just trying to, stay positive, not feel too lonely, and just keep myself very busy, which I am. So anyway, I'm going to do a tour of different places, like in Ottawa, my hometown, stuff like that. So I will definitely have a video for you guys. I want to do a tour of the mall in Cornwall.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. No more Nashies. It seems to affect different people very differently. Some people, it affects them very negatively. Some people, it affects them positively. So, yeah, I don't really have much, that's a very personal thing, I find. Be sure to be careful though. Always work on the side of caution. That's what I say with that. Oh yeah, and did anybody see that video Natter did? I actually have that. I'll show that after this, where he did going off on FFG. It feels like he's auditioning to be Chantel's new Pete's or new Salah. I mean, maybe he just wants to be the old Natter again. I don't know. Just he's wearing a blow-up bat suit and those sumo blow-up costumes. I'll say, Payday, seriously, Chantel's body shape has gotten so wide and round. Like she's got this lump on her back. Like those aren't traps. Those aren't the shoulder muscles. That lump on her back is, let me point it out. This lump here, this is just the lump on her back. And her neck is almost as wide as the opening. Like there's supposed to be a little space in between. And where'd she get these boobs from? Like, I don't think these are her boobs. I think these are just like her neck fat or her side that got pulled up. I don't know. But yeah, she's just like become so round and big. It's, she's really got and she knows her health is terrible. I'm not just trying to be rude about her appearance, but yeah, her health is terrible too. So she really needs to work on that. And she said she's going to. So it's not like she's not.
to show you guys. And it's not far between Ottawa and Cornwall, so I can go. I love driving, so we'll just do some videos like that here and there. So I'll see you guys later. I'll let you know how much my car was and what was wrong with it, and then I'll probably end the video. So thank you guys for watching, and
yes, please.
see you in the next clip.
So my car is fine. The only thing I need done is...
If you're enjoying the show, please click that like button, folks. Let's let Chantel...
some brakes, rotors, and pads. And after labor and everything...
What's that in the pot there? Dad's, what is that? Dad's oatmeal, chocolate... Hold on a second. Is that an oatmeal chocolate cookie? I can't zoom in any more than I already am, I don't think. I'm going to try zooming in just a little more. I think I could zoom in and drop more.
The only thing I need done is some brakes, rotors, and pads. And after labor...
Dad's chocolate and oatmeal. Those are cookies. Those are oatmeal cookies. Chantel, what are you doing to yourself?
And everything, it's going to be quite costly. It's going to be like $1,500, but I'll have good brakes for a little while. So that's good. So I'm getting that fixed right now. And in the meantime, I'm enjoying some complimentary coffee and some Dad's oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Okay, you guys, I'm
okay, well, she's being honest about... Okay, well, I appreciate that she's being honest about the cookie. I think that honesty is important. I think if Chantel is going to eat unhealthy stuff, she should be honest about it. I think lying about it is only going to make it worse. That said, Chantel, 2 cookies, I don't think 2 cookies is a huge problem, although I will say that your health, from what I understand, is so serious, even a cookie, even 1 cookie might not be a good choice for you. But for the average person, 2 cookies is perfectly fine. But for Chantel right now, I know her health is in a critical state. So I can't even say that's okay.
And look at the things I found.
She does.
I got some pasta sauce, 4 cheese. And I got some Lunchmates, the turkey and cheese ones.
You know what, Payday, if that's for serious, she might not make it 3 years. Like, I'm not one of these people who likes to be too hyperbolic. I don't think I say her health is a ticking time bomb, but I don't think she's just going to keel over. Not anytime soon. But 3 years? I don't know if she's got 3 years. Not 3 years of good health. She looks a lot like Amy Ramadan. I barely even know anything about Amy Ramadan, except she's like this massive lady who converted to Islam. That's about all I know about her. Yeah, I will not be taking tips from her on her health journey unless it's, what not to do. Thank you, Dashies. Julia must be glad she's gone. Julia kind of liked Salah, hated Chantel. Chantel was trash in Canada not that long ago. I actually have a video of some clips that we're going to watch. We got time for that. We're going to run those clips. She cannot turn her head very far. She's really, Chantel's really struggling physically. And you notice that this is the first time she's done her own shopping. Why? She finally has her own cart again. Back in Kuwait, she had to walk. She had to use a cart that she had to push. So she had to go sit in the car while Salah did the grocery shopping. Now she's back in Canada where they provide her a motorized scooter, a scooty, for her to get her grocery shopping done. So I'm wondering, let me ask you folks in the chat too. Let me give you your opinion. Do you think that her being able to do her own shopping is going to lead to her eating healthier, or it's going to lead to her eating worse? What do you think is going to happen? Gun boobs. That could be what's going on up there. Your side back inside. Oh, I'm so behind in the chat. Okay. Let me catch up a few minutes ago. She looks nothing like her community post from last fight. She looks nothing like the woman in her banner either. Nancy, she probably does. When she heard it was 20 hours, she said, the hell with it. Little Debbie's, yep, a cookie. It is a cookie. Little Diabetes. That would be her rap name, Little Diabetes. Well, medical attention, Chatty, and this is the thing that Chantel is, as silly as she is, she's not a total idiot. And she realizes that if they admit her to the hospital, they're not gonna let her stay there if she eats this kind of massive portions of food. They're gonna ask her to leave at some point. It's gonna be like Stephen Asante. They're not gonna let her just sit there and keep gaining weight. So she just doesn't even want to know. She doesn't even want to go to the program because she doesn't want to get help. I mean, she wants help, but she doesn't want to put in any work. Oh, she was told not to eat eggs? Okay. She doesn't care about her health, exactly. She doesn't really. She loves the controversy and attention. Show the fatty trial. Yeah, right? Show the scooty. Chantel needs ramen and Kit Kats. Oh, speaking of ramen, I bought some ramen the other day, and I didn't look at the label, and it turns out it was like all palm and soybean oil. So I really got to stay away from the ramen. It's just all, there's so much oil in it. I didn't even realize. I thought I was a good label reader. I don't eat ramen very often, thankfully. Yes, Julia's hanging out with her new mommy already. Well, Amy hasn't posted in years. That's why I don't know much about her. Because I've heard about her. I've seen pictures of her. I've seen her like in clips, but I haven't heard anything in a long time. Yeah, the Foodie Scooty is back. It's wrapped. Thankfully, it's wrapped in plastic. But otherwise, it would. Yeah, it's going to go exactly back to the way it was. I agree. A lot of why would you buy Chantel? Canned stuff. I'm not a big fan of canned stuff. Now, I do believe canned stuff is important if you live in a place that has hurricanes or tornadoes or anything like that. You should always have a few cans of food for an emergency like that. But as far as regular day-to-day foods, you should try to avoid canned products in general. They're really not a good choice. Sarah Marie thinks she's going to end up eating worse. Okay? She does not have self-control. Look at Sarah Marie. Jamie Katz says worse for sure. She'll be eating her groceries again before she even puts them away. Foodie does have that habit. She's terrible. I watched one of her old videos when she used to be really obvious about it, and she must have eaten I think she opened every single item and took a bite from every single one before she put it away. Oh, SJM was sober for 8 days? I hope he's keeping it up, because God bless him. 8 days. SJM, you probably don't watch my show, but if anybody does, let him know 8 days is a darn good start. And if he takes it serious, he can do it. I really hope he takes this seriously, because I think he's got a good heart, but he's got a lot of problems. He needs to get his act together, because right now he could end up hurting somebody. I think so too. I think Foodie is going to show us just a little bit of cookies, a little bit of cheese, like she's doing here. Let's look at this cart. She's showing us a loaf of bread. She's showing us some cans of, what is that, beans? Those are basically healthy. Some cheese, the cookies. So she just showed us like 2 cookies, 1 loaf of bread. She's only showing us just a little bit of the unhealthy stuff to make us think that she's mostly eating healthy, and she's only having a little bit of that stuff. When in reality, I don't think she's changed anything for serious. If she had, but here's the nice thing about dieting. You can't lie on a diet, not for long. If she's dieting for real, eventually the weight will start coming off, whether she wants it to or not. It's just a fact. If you're dieting for real, you're exercising, if you're counting your calories for real, eventually the weight will start to come off. It may not come off quickly, but it will start to come off. You're not going to gain if you've been consistently watching your calories. Especially when you're as heavy as she is. She will lose a ton of weight if she counts her calories at all. Yeah, no eggs, no red meat. Her kidney problems have made it so that she can't just cut out the carbs. Chantel has so many health issues. Yeah, non-compliant. Welcome in again, Tink Frog. Or I don't know if I welcomed you or not. Non-compliance, very well documented. I want a new doctor, Arxis Freedom. A legit weigh-in. I agree. We want a legit weigh-in too. 4 cans of Alphagetti. Oh, is that what she has in there? See, I don't know that product. Okay, so she's got. Oh yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. So that's like a type of Chef Boyardee. That's not the worst stuff in the world, but that's not what you need to be eating if you have all these health problems. That's something that that's like a snack. That's something to have if you're lazy and you just don't feel like cooking. That's not what you should be eating when you're struggling with your health. Welcome in, Damn Kate. Hope you're having a good night. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone as well. I know that it's not, obviously it's early still. That's a great point. Unless their diet was really, really odd or something. Agreed, Hazel M. Welcome in, Hazel. Welcome in, Gibbs. Wow. 7-year wait in your province. That is... I'm not going to give my opinion on that. I'm just going to say I don't like that. I guess that is giving my opinion. She could say she's dieting all she wants. Her body says otherwise. Well said, Nirvana. That's one thing about dieting. Dieting cannot, you can't lie about dieting forever. Eventually the truth comes out. Let's let this for a minute.
A little Kit Kat. And I also got some stovetop. We don't have this.
Stovetop stuffing. Oh, I actually tried a different brand of stuffing the other day. and I'm going to give you folks a little tip on preparing stuffing. I'm not an expert. I know some people, they make it from scratch. They use the bread that they let get a little bit crispy. It's a little stale, I guess you would say. But if you use, I found this brand, I think it was called Alexa or something. I don't have it handy, but it was, I read the label and there was no soybean or palm oil. It was gluten-free. I don't have a problem with gluten, but I just thought that was interesting to point out. And I made it with some boxed chicken stock, and it came out so good, and it wasn't too salty. Stovetop, I've had it before. It is so salty. I guess if you get the low salt kind, it's not quite as bad, but yeah, that stuff is really salty, really salty. Hey, welcome in, Sour Cat Lemon. Oh, glad you can make it. Hope you're having a great night. Chantel just put out a new one. We're covering here at the very end of it here, her grocery haul. Yeah, none of it is halal. Exactly, Nutty. I mean, if it's halal, it's just coincidental.
In Kuwait, these are basically things I've been missing. We don't have in Kuwait. Alpha.
They don't have that in Kuwait. They don't have alfaghetti. I find that hard to believe because they had just about everything in Kuwait.
Alphagetti is one of.
Hold on a second. I bet in Kuwait they had this pasta, except the noodles were in Arabic instead of English.
My favorite things ever, and also look.
Okay, hamburger helper. I'm not gonna say this is the worst, but it's not good. It's very salty. Very salty. This is the kind of stuff that if you don't have health problems, it's not terrible. But if you have health issues, especially with salt, you have issues with your kidneys, like Chantel, she has poor function with her kidneys. She has an enlarged heart. She has an enlarged fatty liver. She has non-diabetic, non-alcoholic fatty liver, I think they said. This stuff is just loaded with salt. It's really not a good choice. And it's also this brown gravy here is what it looks like. And 2 blocks of cheese. What is it with her and the cheese? Cheese, I'm somebody who likes dairy, so I don't like criticizing the cheese, but Chantel is not somebody who should be eating cheese. Her arteries are well, I shouldn't say that because I don't know that, but she allegedly has heart problems. It's hard to get heart problems without having issues with your cholesterol as well. Yeah, she can find healthier alternatives.
Flakes of turkey.
What is that? Flakes of turkey? Let me go back.
Ever, and also look at all these things. Flakes of turkey. It's so good for sandwiches.
Flakes of turkey. I've never even heard of that.
I have some hamburger helper. I'm so excited for this. I've been really craving it. I can't believe it. And here we have some beef ravioli. I checked the ingredients. There's no pork, so we're good to go.
You know, I think that's a good point, Sour Cat. She's jumping right back into the food habits, and she hasn't jumped in fully. She's kind of like dipped one foot in. You notice? Like she doesn't have chocolate in there. There's no chocolate. There's no like French fries or anything like that. But she has stuff that she knows she shouldn't be eating. You know what I mean? Exactly, Payday. Exactly. She wants an external solution to an internal problem. I've said that to I've said that too. They want other people to solve their problems. Chantel makes her problems and wants somebody else to solve them. But I will say, beef ravioli, if you don't have an issue with salt, beef ravioli, as far as these canned pastas go, is probably the healthiest one. It's got the most protein and it has the least carbs, from my experience. So if you're going to get a can of pasta, get a can of beef ravioli. That's usually the best choice. I mean, it tastes pretty good too. Not saying you should eat it, but if you are going to get a can of pasta, that's the one I would get. Yeah, exactly. Quick meal to make if you don't have time. Chantel has nothing but time. Ground turkey. There you go. Ground turkey. Well, she's not supposed to have red meat. That's the thing. I'm a big fan of beef, but she can't have red meat. Maybe some lamb. Yeah, right. Let her eat all the cheese. Just end it. Welcome in again. What if? I'm saying again because I don't remember if I welcomed you in. Yeah, one block and a thing. Oh, you're right. That looks like slices. Oh, that's like canned chicken. Okay. So is it fatty though? They love that salt and cheese. They sure do. Shops like a 10-year-old mom's card. I think she shops more like a teen. Yes, Nutty. Foodie is acting like just because she's not buying bacon that somehow she's keeping halal. Yeah, right. She was told no beef. This is beef ravioli. Good point, Jamie. I didn't even pay attention. She was said no, she's probably using that line. Well, the doctor said no red meat, and this is kind of brown, You know what, Camps? We're going to talk about that in a minute because I think Foodie has absolutely hit bottom. This video, she's not really showing it. This video, she's putting on a good front. But when we're going to watch the airport video again in a minute, not again for me, but you folks have seen it, probably already seen it. But if you haven't, at least first time seeing it with me, right? Foodie was absolutely crying before she made that video. She was sad. Haven't had Chef Boyardee in 30 years. It was probably a lot better 30 years ago. In fact, I've noticed that I bought some pizza like a year ago. Or no, actually, I should say that. It was about 2 years ago I bought it. Maybe even 3 years ago, come to think of it. It was a long time, about 3 years ago. Detroit Pizza Company, frozen pizza. And it was made with corn oil. And I remember I really liked it. I just bought one again the other day. It was made with palm oil instead of corn oil. They switched up the oil. Yeah, it was 3 years. But still, that's not fair. They bait and switched me. They got me to buy that product, and then I bought it again, and they changed the formulation. Turkey, there's dark meat, and there is white meat turkey, but it's not red meat. I know that. So, yeah, she's, again, Patty, I think I agree with that. I think she's selectively filming. I think she's probably went back and got herself a bunch of junk food after this. Jamie's never had Chef Boyardee. She hates canned stuff. For canned stuff, it's pretty good. But if you don't like canned pasta, you're not going to like it. but if you're in like an emergency, like a hurricane or something, and you need something you can just pop open and eat, I think it's pretty good choice. Canned meat is one of those things also. I think in an emergency, it's a great choice, but most of the time, you're better off with fresh food. Fresh food is almost always better. You know what, Sour Cat? I think it would make sense. And honestly, I wouldn't even be angry at her for doing that. Because we all say that Chantel needs to be responsible with her money. Being responsible with her money would mean trying to save as much as possible and pay off her debts. So I can't hate on her if that's what she does. I actually would support that decision as far as my opinion. I'm not going to support her, but I think it's a good decision if that's what she does. Or what if you think she was kicked out by Kuwait? Let me ask you folks in the chat. Do you think that we talked about what made Chantel go see the doctor? I was thinking that it might be a health scare. Does anybody think that perhaps the immigration department in Kuwait, whoever they are, wanted her to go see a doctor because she had to get a medical clearance of some kind? Does anybody think that's possible? That's what the real reason was why she went to the doctor and why she tried so hard to get her blood sugar down so quickly. Somebody else mentioned that, but I didn't just come up with that idea on my own. So I read that from somewhere else. I don't remember precisely where, but I think that makes a lot of sense because the other possibility is that it was a health scare. But what health scare would she have had that was more than what she already deals with? So maybe. Oh, geez. Chatty Charlie. You know something, Chatty Charlie? Chantel, if you're listening, I had a family member who was over 100 pounds overweight. She had a severe digestive issue. She didn't get it adequately treated. She ended up losing the 100 pounds, but because she just couldn't eat. Then she eventually got it fixed. She almost died. When they finally got it fixed, she had lost all the fat, but she had also lost all the muscle. And she was even weaker physically than when she was heavy. She could walk worse. She had more trouble walking after she lost the weight because of the way she lost it. So just putting that out there for anybody who thinks that there's an easy way. There's no easy way to do it. If you think that you can just starve yourself thin, it doesn't work that way. Okay. No More Nashy says she thinks she was looking for a way out. That's a strong possibility. Salah had been absent for basically all of the last month. Since they got back from Thailand, they got the car and they had the birthday together. And I think they had one other thing they did together, and that was basically it. They hadn't really done anything together for a long time. In fact, the majority of their time together was before she went back to Canada the first time. I want to say that they spent that after she came back from Canada, they were no longer even trying to perpetrate that they lived together. Oh, yes, that's a good point, Payday. She said she also had a blood test and an STD test. Why would she get an STD test if she's celibate? Because somebody else maybe wanted her to get it. That's a good point. Why would, if you're celibate, it doesn't make sense to pay for an STD test. And I don't think anybody questions if Chantel's been celibate. It's a nice way of saying she's not getting any action. Yeah, ran out of visa extensions, very, very possibly. Yeah, maybe that's why they require her to do a health inspection. Very possible, Nirvana. Yep, that could be it too, where she knew that she was going to be required to meet a certain threshold, so she went and see a doctor in advance. Welcome in, Holly. Maybe an excuse that does make sense. Yeah, it would make sense. It would make sense. Yeah, she wasn't happy. No, she wasn't. I really do think Chantel wanted to go back to Canada to get back to all this haram stuff. She wanted out of Kuwait, and her health was just a convenient excuse. You know what, Camps? A lot of people are saying that, and I think that's a very valid idea. I think that both of those ideas make a lot of sense. I don't know which is the correct answer, but I think that either one of them is reasonable. If she was had to take a health test of some kind, had to do a health checkup, an examination of some kind, then I think that would be a possibility. And I think another possibility is she wanted to go. That Salah and her were basically done. She had no more money to pay him. So, yeah. Yep, no easy way out, especially not for Chantel, because my family member was only 100 pounds overweight. Keep that in mind. My family member was 100 pounds overweight, and they still, had to go through all that. So, yeah, there's a lot. Welcome in, Gregathy. Oh, geez. I hope I'm glad you're doing better now, Payday, today. There's no substitute for good, healthy nutrition. That's what really, I think everybody could benefit from good, healthy nutrition. Maybe she was unable to get her visa renewed. No, I get you, Sour Cat. I struggle a little bit with my weight. Sometimes it's worse than others. Right now I've been doing well for a while. I've kept it off for well over a year now, almost 2 years. I spent about a year losing it. Over the years, I've gained and lost weight, but I've been in a good place now for over 2 years, so I'm pretty happy where I am. All right, well, I'm glad that's long behind you. Ooh, that's a good possibility, Sour Cat Lemons, that it was just like a clinic, not an actual doctor's office.
So I got a few cans of that because you know how I love it. And a big block of cheese, some soup, and some other things. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video.
Okay, so that's that video. Okay, let's get to the other one. I want to get to the other one. I know we have so much going on tonight. This video took way longer than I thought it would. Let me get back to the other one real quick. Because this is the one that's really interesting, I think. The one where she fought back. Because we get a lot of emotional coverage in this one. There's a lot of emotions we get to see. Let me put the brand up for a second. All right, this is Foodie at her bottom right here. I think Foodie has never been, at least in this last year, this is as low as Foodie has been. Oh, and also, wait a minute. Does anybody want to see that little video of Natter first really quickly? People in chat, let me know if you want to see that little short video. I think, that one is just so short. I'm just going to pull it up really quickly. I've got that video. Just 1 second. I don't really like watching Natter normally because he's a very unpleasant guy. But let me pull this up here. Foodie side characters. Yeah, Natter did this video very short. Yeah, we'll do this short one about Natter. Because I know a lot of you, but probably less of you have seen this one. All right. Oh, and I got this from Marley Hendricks. She has a very cool channel. Definitely feel free to check her out. There's a link. That's where I got this video, by the way.
French fry year, December 10, 2023. Resolved. Video removed. Active.
And I have this sped up, by the way. I don't have this. 1 second. All right. I don't have this sped up at all, by the way. This is him talking at normal speed.
Oh, you use my. Why use my video? Why use my video? Oh, that other video have my name and my picture and stuff. مش انت fair use because الناس اللي هم مخ brain thick fair use. I'm making cooking videos. You have something to say about my food?
And I just want to give, some people may not realize this, but if somebody smokes drugs, and I'm not saying that's what Natter's doing, I'm just saying if somebody does smoke drugs, sometimes their mouth will go numb. And that's what, and it will go very dry. And that's why they'll get this, their words will become very slurred. And it's not because they're tired, it's because their mouth is numb. And that's why they get that mushy mouth sound. And I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I just want to mention that can happen.
Or you can do better, or you can show your talents. Congratulations. يا أهلا بالمعارك ولكن نشارك. I like that. No, I like this better actually. I like when I find somebody to talk to. Share knowledge. Maybe. I will learn something from you. Maybe.
I really hope that she's not home right now. The whole thing with Didi right now is a real mess, and especially now that Natter just went on saying that Didi and he are not officially together. He went and made a post like that on Twitter or something, or Instagram. He made a post somewhere basically saying that they're not officially an item or they're not exclusive, something like that. And now he's striking FFG. I think he's trying to get back in Foodie's good graces. I think he wants to get back with Foodie. That's what I heard. I didn't save the clip of that one, but that's what I heard, that he actually said that they're not official, that they're not exclusive. Yeah, right. He might. I don't know. I'm not saying it. We're leaving it allegedly. We're just leaving that all alleged. Sour Cat Natter is just he's on another planet. It feels like. Is he out of money? I mean, we certainly has plenty of things he spends it on. I'll just say it like that.
Maybe.
I mean, he needs ingredients for his cooking show, right?
Like a million line under.
This video is only a few minutes.
Using people picture, using name, using people family, people girlfriend, image and name, insult and harassing and bullying. The policy doesn't say that.
You know, Rudy, I think you may have a better insight on this video than anybody else here, because it's not making a lot of sense. 812, that's about as much sense as anybody has made from this video. 812. that's more sense than anything Natter has said.
Yeah, doesn't say it's fair use. So you can talk whatever you want. Use my video, YouTube.
Oh, I get you, Elise.
People use my video.
That's a good question, Elise. It could be that he's acting like it did because he wants to go with Chantel just temporarily, and then he plans to go back to Didi again later. But maybe he's just on the outs with her temporarily. There's always something going on, with somebody like that. I'll just say it like that. He's always a shady guy. Shady guy. I'm kind of glad I don't understand him 100% either, because he's probably saying something really rude. He's a very rude guy. All I know is that whenever I understand what he's saying, I'm usually like, oh my God, that's disgusting. Why would he say that? So I'm kind of glad I don't understand him. I think Sim and Foodie have been talking. I agree. I think Foodie and Pete's have been talking as well. Yep. I think they are planning something behind the scenes. Notice she mentioned today in that video, if she and Salah are no longer together, she's still going to stay Muslim. Why would she and Salah no longer be together? What can be happening?
I go to YouTube. I ask them, is that mine or they decide? Yeah, decide. But when you decide, they watch what you say. You say, but this is react or this is insult and fight, or somebody big mouse keep harassing people, bullying people. All the channel cannot be about 1 or 2 person. You get it?
He's trying. In the beginning, he mentioned FFG. I think. I'm pretty sure that's who this is aimed at. I think he mentioned her at the beginning. But yeah, he is just. He's barely making any sense at all. This video is only 4 minutes long. It feels like an hour.
Somebody actually like me. These people when they trying to do something, do something sneak. I don't. I say full mouse, hey, watch out because I'm coming. No allowed anymore. And I go out for 2 years back. Big bad bitch. every time, like some couple months, or maybe a couple of weeks.
You know, I figured that too. I figured these striking videos that he just because they have a picture of him, like he's not. I seriously doubt he has a legitimate strike threat. Yeah, I wish he would go. I wish he would go somewhere else. I'll just say it like that. He needs to get the heck out of here because this guy is good for absolutely nothing. He's abusive. He's violent. He's all messed up. He's just a really nasty piece of work. I have nothing good to say about him.
Someone tried. But they don't like the end. They don't like the end, guys. It was only me in the end.
He's not making any sense. Shadow, right? It looks like a microphone.
Yeah. Plus, I have like an hour, 2 hours until the come. Then I هخليكي X face.
Fupa, fat upper pubic area. Chubby. It's chubby.
Okay, that's the Natter video. That video, that's 4 minutes of your life you're never going to get back. Sorry about that. I think we all lost a couple points of IQ. But, you know, if we donate them to Foodie, it'll be going to a good cause, right? We donate them to Natter or anybody else who watched that video. Okay. So let me go back to the video that was kind of the headline of the evening. The one where Chantel is, I've never seen, well, I shouldn't say never, but not in a long time have I seen Chantel like this. Foodie really hit bottom before she went to that airport. And the contrast with how Salah looks versus how she looks, it's really quite humorous. So let's share this tab instead.
Hello, foodie beauties. Ho ho ho! It's the holiday season, and what better gift to give someone you love than a personal video from me they can keep forever and ever. Get yours now. And yes, I am Muslim, but I can still wish you a happy holiday. Get your cameo today.
You know what, Nirvana? I think it's one of those cases where, like, she's just like the idea of anybody being into her and like doing the sexy with her makes her find them hot. It's like if you can't be with the person you love the person you're with. I think that's one of those situations. Can't be with the person you love, then you can at least love the person you're with. We've got Foodie to thank for introducing him to the internet in general, right? Just think, there was a time when Natter didn't even know how to use a computer, from my understanding. What was he saying? Okay, Sour Cat, I think I can translate. He was saying something like, the people, they come outside, they you know, I tell all of them. And nothing. You know, I go 1, 2, nothing. So I do. That's all I do. I just 1, 2. And this one, his face, I tell you. She, that's it. I strike, I have no problem. No problem. I strike. I think that's what he said. I think it was like that. I think that's kind of what he said. That was my best translation of Natter. Okay. Love is love, right? Love is love, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Love wins, right? Okay. Goodbye, Kuwait. Adios. So sad. Goodbye.
Hello guys, so now we are heading for the Kuwait International.
Oh, I gotta slow this down because this is absolutely hilarious. Gotta slow down the speed on this. This is the best, one of the greatest scenes ever. This scene needs to be immortalized. When they do the all-time great reaction clips, this is gonna be in there. Let me let the little clip play because it needs to play right now. All right. What is depression? Let's watch this.
Hello guys, so now we are heading for the Kuwait International Airport.
I'm gonna miss you, babe.
Oh my god, I hear goodbyes.
Me too.
Look at Salah's face. Look at Salah. Look at how sad Salah looks here. I'm gonna slow this down. This is great. And I'm not making fun of Foodie's sorrow. I'm making fun of Salah's humor.
For the Kuwait International Airport.
I'm gonna miss you, babe.
Oh my god, I hear goodbyes.
Me too.
I've never seen that guy so happy. He looks like he's ready to like pop out. He looks like he's ready to burst through the sunroof. All right, just gonna go to Shmee's and then pizzas. Her eyes are very puffy. Yes, she was crying. Absolutely. That's the real true love. Hold on a second. Can anybody believe? Hold on, let me find it. This was just like what? A month ago. This is just a month ago. We had 1 year of true love. We had the true love anniversary. We had Foodie jumping for joy. She was so excited. And now it's already like, well, you know, if I don't ever see him again, I still am going to stay Muslim. I mean, I'm doing this for me, even if I don't ever see him again. Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, welcome in, Natsuki. He could not wait to get rid of her. No, I have to agree with you on that. He is loving this. He is still flying. You think Natter looked geeked out of his mind. Salah is on a natural high, and he is not coming down anytime soon. He probably took the car back as soon as he left, right? So the plastics are still on it. And you know what else is funny, Patty? That I am sure that Foodie tried to find a clip where Salah looked sad, but she couldn't find one. She could not find she probably tried to find a video clip where he looked sad that she could use. She probably could not find a single one. He is such a troll. That's now that Salah is out of the picture, I've got a feeling we're gonna start to learn a little more about him, and it's gonna be funny. All right, let's let it play again. So yes, she was crying in this vid, and I'm not gloating over the crying. But... Come home, Chantel. Come home. You know, there's plenty of room in hell. You know what? I feel like I'm feeling he's like Michael Jackson, like moonwalking, like dancing, like just dancing and doing like a little shimmy through the whole place.
So I have my luggage here, ready to go for our first trip to Dubai.
Listen how down and tired she sounds. Like she sounds so. She probably didn't sleep all night. Look at her. Look at that hand. Jesus, you want to talk about swollen? I have that. These fingers. That is downright triangular. That finger is looking like a. It's looking like a Dorito. It's so triangular. Finger shaped like a Christmas tree. Look at this guy. He looks so like proud of himself. You know why he's proud of himself? He got away with it. He knew that he was taking a risk by faking a marriage in Kuwait. Apparently they don't enforce the law very strictly, but it is illegal to fake a marriage there. So yeah.
Okay, baby, relax. You are going now to Dubai.
Celebrate good times, come on. He's gonna start playing the piano and singing and dancing. It's gonna be it. Welcome in, C. Joel. I'm glad you could make it. Hopefully hopefully it lives up to your expectation. Thank you for coming in. You know, this airport, I will say one thing. Kuwait, I will thank Foodie indirectly. I know she probably doesn't even like that she did this, but I like that I got a chance to learn about Kuwait from, yes, a tourist perspective. It's not from the perspective of a local, but I learned a little bit about Kuwait, and I learned it more than I would have known if I hadn't watched Foodie. So I have to thank her indirectly for that. I learned that Kuwait is a pretty interesting place. A lot of people there speak English, and I might even go visit there one day. I was pleasantly surprised with Kuwait. Ooh, you know, Sour Cat Lemons. Chantel is falling apart, and we saw that grocery haul she just got. Everything that she needs to keep that decay going. Yeah, Hannibal is correct here. I'm not gonna say whether Ale lied or not, but I'll just say that Ale's a hustler. He does his own thing, and you know, I take what he says with a grain of sand. Good question, Nirvana. Hey, does anybody else think she's going to be going with her aunt on one of her dick safaris? She's going to be going to foreign countries looking for some men. Yeah, I know that she likes to go on vacation and mess with the local guys. So I think Chantel would be totally up for that with her and her aunt. I could see them sharing a room. I miss them already. Okay, now this actually, I'm joking, but this is actually a very serious video. I believe Chantel was legitimately crying here. I believe that this is it, Chatty. Yes, this is where Chantel's veneer cracked. And I do believe these are real tears, Hannibal. Yes, but let me explain. Jamaica V's with the auntie. Maybe, right? Caribbean trip. She got to keep the ring. That was the only thing. Maybe they just couldn't get it off. Okay. Somebody said to me, they said they felt bad for Chantel crying here. I said, I don't feel bad. I said, but I do think she's crying for real, but not because she misses Salah, not because she misses the pets. She's crying because she's sitting in the airport and she is at rock bottom. She is basically forced to admit in this video that it's all a lie. She's sitting there with no Salah coming to get her. She's going back to Canada with no one to pick her up. She's got 100 pounds heavier, $10,000 lighter. The reaction channels were all correct. She can't even enjoy her one thing that she enjoyed was eating. And now even that is going to be tainted because she has to remember how unhealthy she is and now she's not allowed to eat. I think Chantel feels really low right here. And I think that she really did cry, but I don't think it's because she's feels Mrs. Salah. I think it's because she's just embarrassed that everybody else has been proven right. Admitting the defeat. Exactly. She's a beaten woman here. And if later in the video she admits she needed 2 seats, she's defeated. Yeah, that's what they're gonna be doing. Guys half their age. Just hope they're all over 18, right? Yeah, right. You're gonna see her with the little beads. It's not that deep. Maybe it's not, but I like to be a little hyperbolic sometimes. This is the end, my friend. And a 20-hour flight in front of her. That's a good point too. She left everything, gave it all away. I'd be terrified going home to nothing. Exactly. What's she going home to? At best, the Kia. If I had a heart for Foodie, she'd take it keep it. She'd steal it for herself. She wouldn't allow me to have one for her. Yeah, right. This time she didn't take off the ring in the airport, right? Because maybe she didn't eat. Oh, you know, Hannibal, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. If Foodie learned from this, this doesn't have to be a bad experience in the end. But you're right. She's not going to learn anything. She's going to ignore this. She's going to be in denial. She's going to pretend it didn't happen, and she's going to, sugarcoat it, do whatever. Trudeau is single. Don't tell Foodie. She'll be moving to the capital. You're right. Not from what she had in that cart. She's not being she is still eating, but she's not able to enjoy it the same way, in my opinion, because she can't live in the same level of ignorance. I think that makes sense.
And there's my plane. Going to Dubai, first flight. So this is my first time using Emirates. I usually use Qatar, so I'll see how it is. They just had a cheaper flight this time.
Here, you could tell that Chantel was another thing. You know why Chantel's depressed right now? Imagine if you're in her shoes. Imagine if you're in her size 7X abaya. You feel like crap. The diabetes, the heart problems, the obesity, the social anxiety, the whatever, all the other issues all wrapped up. You feel like crap. You just said goodbye to Salah, who was the only person you'd seen, only human contact you've had for the last year. And now you've got to make a video telling all these beezers that you're happy. You got to pretend that you're happy. You got to pretend that you're going to see Salah again. You got to pretend that everything you're saying isn't a lie, and you got to pretend to look happy. And that's why Chantel sounds so defeated right now, because she doesn't want to do this. She hates doing this.
And around the holidays, it's very expensive. So, but I have a story time about that after, about the seats. So far, the customer service is phenomenal. So my first flight is 5:45 p.m. Sorry,
She's ready to break down.
Heavy carry.
She is absolutely ready to break down in tears right now, and she's just so. And I'm not trying to gloat over this at all. I'm just simply pointing out that this has got to be. This is one of the few times I've seen Chantel really struggling emotionally, where you can tell that she's really holding it in, and she's trying not to look sad in front of the camera.
All the way here.
Usually it's the opposite. Usually she's trying to pretend that she's sad when she's not. She's trying to fish for sympathy, usually. This time it's the opposite. She's really, really sad, but she's trying to look strong because she can't admit it.
To my gate, and we're about to board. So, and it's an hour and 45-minute flight to Dubai, and then I have a 5.5-hour layover in Dubai. Another thing I saw is a first-class Falcon.
You know what? She's not wearing a lot of filters, and all I could think is that she maybe decided not to put them on to make her look a little bit more depressed. I don't know. I don't know why she's not using them as heavily.
Falconry is really big in the Middle East here, so you're allowed to bring a falcon, I think. I'm not sure exactly the rules, but the man had a falcon with him.
Probably.
So, yeah, I think you have to buy a seat for the falcon, and they're very, very cute.
Now, that would be something pretty neat to see in a hotel, to see somebody with their pet bird. Yeah, what a well-behaved animal it is, too, that doesn't go crazy in the airport. Oh yeah, and she doesn't have any drugs right now. She's really feeling it. Like this picture right here. She's smiling. This is the opposite. Foodie normally is smiling on the inside, and she's putting on this big sad front on the outside, trying to pretend like she's sad because she wants to get sympathy. Here, she's feeling like hell. She's feeling as down, as depressed, and as low as she possibly could. Gonna run the picture one more time because this is perfect for it. This is how she really feels right now. She's extremely depressed, but she's trying to put on a good front. I love the Emirates uniform. Oh, I love this chair. She's doing this for the beezers. She cannot admit that she's wrong. She cannot admit that she lost. Okay, welcome in, Sunshine Country Chickens. Yeah, okay, so apparently Qatar already told her that. That's why she went to Emirates. I did not realize that. And yes, Elise, no drugs, no food. Well, I guess she has some food, but there's nothing to really get her mind off of this. Oh my goodness, Patty, that's actually that's not the most pleasant thing, but you're probably right. I mean, the thought of going back to being not so fresh is not fun. You know, Hannibal, I agree with you 100% on that one. This is Foodie's karma. She was so in love with the idea of putting on this front that now that it's all crumbling down, she's just she can't. I don't think it's really hit her 100%. But in this video, it's hit her. But I think now that she's back in Canada, she's going to go back to her old ways just to forget.
So this is a Boeing 777.
Yes, Chatty. I keep interrupting the video, but that is such a good point. Who is Foodie's friend? Even family, she doesn't have like much that she's close with. She has her mom, but I mean, she and her mom they could have their relationship's not as good as it could be, certainly. Yeah, the Falcon is cool. Well, it should be able to fly. I agree with that. She had a good friend. Yeah, if she had a good friend, that would have been much better. That would have been much better. But she doesn't have one, unfortunately. She's chased off her friends, you know? Glad she's sure out of this deal as well. I am too. She's looking for sympathy until she acts like a POS again. I agree. She's trying to look for sympathy, but she doesn't want to admit the reactors are right, though. Yeah, and apparently none of her family picked her up from the airport. Good night, Nancy. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you have a good night. Okay, let's let the video run a little more.
And so far the cabin is just so warm. The color scheme is warm. The sand dune detail.
I will say the plane itself looks very nice.
On the walls. The huge entertainment screen too. As for my seatbelt extender, never be ashamed or shy to ask for one.
I want to say when I was at my heaviest, I don't recall if I needed a seatbelt expander or not. If I did,
no,
I might
got
not.
lucky,
I don't remember.
And the flight was pretty empty, so I didn't have to get 2 seats. But
oh, and yes, Hannibal, that's a great point. I don't know if you were here when I said that earlier, but good friends are not enablers. You know, good friends will help you, but they will also helping you means sometimes telling you when you're wrong. Chantel doesn't want good friends. She wants enablers. She wants people like Pete's. She wants employees like Salah. She wants people who do what she says and just enable her. Exactly. She wants to numb herself and forget what's happened rather than learning. I want to learn for her lesson.
Opening for me, and I've decided I'm not going to travel anymore without buying 2 seats. I can't bank on a seat being empty. You never know when a flight will be full, and as you can see, the armrest has to.
You know, we're running short on time, but I do have a video I want to run really quickly. At the end of this, I don't know if it's gonna. It's only about 5 minutes. It's just a what do you call it? Like a clip video. It's showing Foodie what she said about being faithful.
Come down,
dig that one up real
or else
quick.
you have to buy 2 seats. So yeah. I will say that the air ventilation, the fan, is the strongest of any flight I've ever been on. So as you can see, the plane was like empty. It was crazy. The flight from Dubai to Montreal was more full, but still, I've never seen it this empty before. Not gonna complain. Alright, I'm gonna do voiceover because you can barely hear me here. But I was saying that the seats so far compared to Qatar are more comfortable. They're about the same size, but there's something about the design that's more comfortable.
I just want to say we do have the Cash App available as always. If anybody is interested, donations always appreciated, never required. Thank you very much.
Although I'm not going to dog Qatar because I do love them as an airline as well. So the engine noise drowned me out here too, but basically I said how much I miss Salah and my pets. And I can't believe I'm on my way to Canada. It's surreal.
Wow, Sunshine, you're dating yourself a little bit. You're letting us know you're a little bit of you're not exactly the youngest. Because even when I was a kid, I don't think they had those. I mean, but I don't know. I'm not that old, but But yeah, that's wild to think about. I mean, it's a whole separate subject, but yeah, smoking on an airplane where they recycle the air. I mean, that's wild. It's not good. Oh, Nirvana. I think that's true, actually. I think that's true. She takes advantage of people like Pete's. And Salah was not the smartest bow, not the sharpest tool.
And here they give out these peculiar looking headphones that were shaped in a square, different I guess. Time to watch some movies. So on this flight I decided to watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. I prefer the original.
I can fast forward through this a little bit.
I just love. I gave really good.
All right, here's
Pepsi. I'm really trying not.
I fast forward, she immediately gets to the food.
So I gave back the Pepsi. I'm really.
Foodie gave back the Pepsi. What a brave woman taking a stand on her beliefs, right? She gave back the can of Pepsi.
Like trying not to drink soda, especially not Pepsi. But this was a really good meal. It came with like some kind of charcuterie board, like a halal one, with like beef prosciutto, peppercorn turkey.
I will say the meal looks pretty good. The sound of a halal charcuterie board, I mean any charcuterie board, and this little sweet cake, it looks good.
Breast, different kinds of cheese, hummus, tabbouleh, grape leaves, some kind of wrap with like potato curry, pita. Then there was like this little dessert. It was like a mini red velvet cheesecake.
Agreed, Sunshine Country Chickens. They don't give you, at least not I've ever seen, they don't give you a box lunch that has the soda in it. They hand you the tray, and then they ask you what you want to drink. And they say, would you like a soda? Would you like a juice? Would you like alcohol? I guess maybe they don't give alcohol there. But that's what they do though. They ask you what you want, and then they hand it to you. They don't just hand you a drink and then you trade it back later. That would take way too long. Exactly, Nirvana. Exactly. She has to make a whole show of it. Yes, thank you, Sunshine. That's a very good insight. Because that is my experience as well. Just didn't even think of that.
It was really, really good. The Dubai airport, I didn't film much because I was just hustling my way through it. It was.
You know why she didn't film the Dubai airport much? Because she was hustling, and then the little bit of time she had, she spent it in the food court there eating. I went on a plane ride one time, a flight, and there was a layover, and it was like less than 2 hours. So I didn't have a lot of time, but I went and I got something to eat, and yeah, I was heavier then, but still, I was nothing like Chantel. So I can only imagine what she did on the layover.
Confusing.
And airports have some pretty good food. Depends on the airport, but a lot of them have some good food.
You have to go through different floors. You have to take a train. Anyway, I finally just had a seat, and I won't even tell you how much I paid for 2 waters and a lemonade. It is robbery.
You know what? That is an excellent point right there. Sour Cat. She is, when somebody is an addict, they shouldn't be doing things that are going to make their addiction worse, trigger their addiction, you could say. For her to be watching a video about chocolate when she's a ticking time bomb from diabetes, that is just so, that's like I don't know. You could imagine though what I'm talking about. It's like a drug addict watching a Grateful Dead concert or something, right? Yeah, she was absolutely gorging herself. Nirvana Chantel has given us a smorgasbord. She just did another new video just at 8 o'clock. I started with a brand new video. Didn't even. That's why I thought we were gonna have extra time, but now we're doing this one. We're running up on 2 hours almost. It's a good point. Good point. Yeah, right. As soon as she can get away, she can go back to eating. She had a 5-hour layover. Well, then she had at least 3 hours of eating. Welcome in, Crab Apples. Hope your studies are going well. Sit back and relax. Enjoy some foodie for just a little.
Airport prices are insane, but my aunt gave me a really good tip that I'm going to.
Prices for bottled water and stuff like that in the airport is expensive, but I remember that the food court, which was not behind the security gate, I don't believe. I think it was in like the main concourse. Was actually it wasn't cheap, but it was not expensive. It was more affordable than I expected. I expected it to be very expensive, and it was not very expensive. But they gave you, it was good food.
do from now on, because you can't bring water through security, right? Anything over 3 ounces. So she said she brings a couple of empty water bottles and fills them up at the water stations in the airport beside the bathrooms. Should have totally done that next time, I guess. One cool
It is a very much a love-hate relationship. She says she hates the reaction channels, but she loves to interact with us.
feature about Emirates is at night, the roof of the aircraft lights up with like, it looks like a night sky. It's so calming. And one thing that happened right after this shot, I thought we were gonna die. I started praying.
It is very lovely though, having the stars on the top. I want to say I was on a bus one time that had something like that.
To Allah.
It's very relaxing.
Like I was saying, Astaghfirullah, please, if we die, send me to heaven. Like the turbulence, I've never experienced turbulence like this. It felt like the plane was like dropping out of the sky.
Does anybody, you know what, no, this may make me, back when I was a kid in school, whenever we went on a field trip, like a long field trip, we would take one of those nice buses. You know something? I think that's really fun. I think that would be so cool. Imagine if we could all take a bus and we could all go on like a trip to go visit Canada and like go see some landmarks from Foodie. Like I'll ride a big tour bus.
I had minor whiplash. You could hear all the drink carts like shaking in the back. It was bad. Like it was really, really, really scary. And I was just like, oh my God, I had to take deep breaths. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. Like I could start feeling my pulse just like beating on the sides of my like in my temples, and I was getting lightheaded. Like
just feeling your pulse beating. Chantel, that's called that. I don't want to say what that could be, but if you're having very high blood pressure and you're feeling your head throbbing, that sounds like you're headed toward a stroke. And I'm not saying that to be humorous. I'm saying that because Chantel, you're playing with fire, and not to mention blood clots. Everybody talks about that as well. Definitely danger of blood clots seated for so long. But even just, you know, the thought of the pressure alone could cause something.
I don't know. I watch too many plane crash videos, but
yeah, I agree. The turbulence story. I mean, come on, we've all had turbulence. It's a massive plane.
This was intense turbulence. And luckily
we made it
through, alhamdulillah, but it was really bad. Has anyone been through really bad turbulence? Comment below. I never thought I would see you again.
She's already happy to have the car again. You know, it's so crazy that she was so happy to trade this in for her husband and her new life. And now it's all gone, and she's like, well, whatever. Like, she doesn't even seem to care.
I never thought. Oh, my car! My car! Reunited at last with my Kia. I know people are going to pause and look at every crumb and stain in this car, but do yourself a favor and just pass on it. This car needs to be cleaned.
She said it was parked at a friend's, but we could see that it was in a parking lot of some kind, because we could see there's another, at least I think we could see another car there and another car there. So it looks like it was in a parking lot, because that's a lot of cars to be a friend's house.
So bad. So that's one of the first things I'm going to do while I'm here is get this car cleaned up. I have to take it for service, for brake service actually, and get it cleaned up. Now this is just, I'm so tired. Like, I was traveling for close to 25 hours after.
She probably, her aunt's, you know, much younger boyfriend probably used it to deliver weed.
Everything, barely sleeping. I need to put on my CPAP and get some good rest. So I will be doing Canada beezing very soon. All right. So I appreciate the space.
Oh, and I love that she said, I'll be doing Canada beezing very soon. Remember when she said that there's never going to be any more beezing? Nope, she hates beezing. She's never going back to that. We're going to watch a video about that.
I've been taking for a bit, but Canada bees very soon with more videos. Ooh. And I hope you enjoyed my journey home. I just wanted to get here to Canada and get the travel over with. That journey is arduous and it's getting harder and harder.
That's possible.
I have to really just take a break from doing that journey for a little while. So
oh, ding dong duh. Let me. I'm so happy I can finally be the experienced person and share that. Beezing is Canadian slang for misbehaving. Chantel originally came up with using the term when she referred to one of her pet cats, Sam, as a beezer. Since then, she's used the term bees to describe herself whenever she's getting high, overeating, acting like a fool. She calls it a bees. She says, I'm going to bees out. I'm going to have the bees. She calls her fans beezers. She's trying to make bees happen. It's like fetch.
Yeah, but it's been rough and emotional.
But yeah, she called everything a bees. Yeah, that's actually a good translation, ding dong. Yeah, failing. Yeah, beezing is basically failing, but doing it in an irresponsible way. It really is horrible. But that's the full story for it. She's a glutton for a beezing. She really is. This is the Muslimina,
because
Sister Mariam.
I left another family behind, and well, you know, it's hard being.
She left her family behind. Ebenezer Beezer for Christmas. You know what? That is what we need to call Chantel. I'm going to use that as my sunshine. I got to write that down actually really quickly because I want to use that as my title for my Christmas episode. Ebenezer Beezer. Hold on. I may use that as the title for my Christmas episode. We will see. Okay. It's not Canadian slang. My apologies, Chatty. I was told it was Canadian slang. I'm going to blame the person who told me, but I don't know who that is. Right? Don't get upset, Nirvana. It's a reality TV show. That's what I see. It's the reality TV show. Did Jerry Springer get upset at his guests? No. He understood that it's reality TV. And let her be a good, bad example. That's what I say. Let her be. He looks weird. He looks genuinely happy. That's what he looks like. He looks like he's being silly and happy, like he doesn't have a care in the world. Oh, Skinny came up with it first. Okay. She gets first access then. You know what, Sour Cat? Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but it's true. Chantel had a lot of opportunities to really. She had YouTube success for a little while there, and it eventually became kind of a negative success where she got all that negative attention. But there was a time when she had legitimate supporters. She really did, and there was a good number of them. They were willing to support her financially, and she never took advantage of any of that. Finally rid of her, right? They're both conspiring like, okay, Julia, what do you want to do first? Salah's like, oh, do you want to invite over some women? Do you want to have some food? What are we going to do? Oh, glad you agree, Nirvana. He deserves to have some fun with the boys, right? All right.
My husband and my pets. And those of you who think that I'm abandoning my pets, they're not only my pets, they're Salah's pets. He's their pet dad.
Yeah, she's not abandoning the pets. She's just letting Salah take care of them.
And he's going to take very good care of them until I can see them again, which does really bother me. You know, I really miss them, and inshallah I will see them again soon. But I have a lot of things I have to take care of here for myself, and sometimes you need distance to take care of things, especially when you're from two different parts of the world, opposite ends of the world, and from two very different cultures. But nonetheless, no matter how far away, I will always love you, and we will see each other again soon. So I'm in Canada, but I'm bringing all of my morals with me, and all of my beliefs with me, and all of the changes that I've made to myself with me. And I will continue to work on my character and my health here. As you can see, Julie.
That is such a lovely sentiment. That is such a lovely and a beautiful sentiment. But I don't believe a word of it.
Yeah, Salah sent me this picture this morning of the pets, and they're very happy with him. They're very close with him. They're
much happier with him. Let's just be honest. Julia always liked Salah more.
You know, equally and he will take very good care of them for me, and I will
Let me back on the street where I belong. Julia's like thinking, hey, Salah, you let me back on the street, I won't say anything about the women you bring over.
see them every day on video in the meantime. So thanks for watching this journey, guys. I will have more videos coming soon to show you guys. Bye for now.
I gotta tell you, this is some really interesting stuff here. And yes, Chatty, remember when I said that? People were saying, oh, is she gonna get Julia fixed? And I said, she doesn't care. Julia's gonna get the injection. The injection's supposed to last for 8 months, and Chantel knows that she's gonna be gone long before the 8 months are up. Did I call that or what? I don't like to toot my own horn much, but I called that one. That she's like, that the injection lasts for 8 months. Well, I'll be gone long before then. Yeah, shut up, Chantel. Okay, let's watch what Chantel has to say about is Salah going to be faithful to her? Let's hear what she has to say. And this is from Perfectly Imperfect, a video from her channel. I know some folks like her as well. Check her out. Here's the video on her channel. Oh, I got to share the screen. Hold on. We're running a little bit late, but we still have enough time for this. He's not. I'm not saying I'm a fan of Salah, but as far as him versus Foodie, at least he seems to be good with the pets. I'll say that. Yep.
Talked to Salah, and I made the decision that it's sadly
surgery.
Sorry, I forgot to share the screen. Let me rewind this just a little bit.
Video stating that due to her declining health, she would be going back to Canada indefinitely until she got things under control. Specifically saying she would be looking into weight loss surgery, which often can take well over a year to get.
Barely.
I talked to Salah, and I made the decision that it's sadly probably better for me to go back to Canada for a while to seek some much needed medical care. And part of that is I want to talk to a doctor about possible weight loss surgery.
I want to talk to a doctor about the weight loss surgery process. And it can take like a year and a half. Sometimes it can take.
Well, isn't it great that Chantel was saying it was going to take a year to a year and a half to get the weight loss surgery? She just learned it's going to take possibly 3 years to even see her first doctor. That means that if the year and a half, let's say a year, let's say it only takes 1 year, she's looking at a minimum of 3 to 4 years before she can begin that process.
Months and months, it depends.
And psychiatric help, proper diagnosis, all that, proper medication to get my diabetes under control as well, certain medications for diabetes, and also the surgery, of course.
100% crab apples. It is absolutely, and again, it is such BS, because if Chantel was serious, it's like when I was serious about losing weight and I was serious about that kind of thing, I didn't start off by saying, oh, I got to go on a diet. I said, well, let me just cut out something. Let me just cut out the sweets. Let me just cut out the soda pop. Let me just exercise a little bit. Let me just do whatever I can to get started. And then I'll do more as I get in better shape. She's waiting to start. That's not how the way you start is today. The best time to start is
covered in Canada. So
yes,
also
and they also ensure they don't give you the surgery quickly. They make sure that you have a possibility of being a success. If they believe you're going to fail, they don't want to set you up for failure.
I feel like I need family when I'm going through some of these hard times.
Yes.
When you're sick, you always want your mom. But it's just a lot, and I need to be in Canada to deal with these things, as I realize. So I'm not sure when, but someday I will just be in Canada, and you'll see me there.
Now many believe she is already either en route to Canada or even there.
I actually had I think I mentioned this a while ago. I'll mention it again. Over a decade ago, I had lap band surgery. I lost a good deal of weight, but I slowly over time, I ended up, I mean, I kept most of it off for a long time, but I eventually gained back a good amount of it. But then I decided, you know what, I got to lose it again. And that's what I did. And now I've managed to, now it's back off again. So that's where I am right now.
Begs the question, what will Salah do in their beautiful oceanside apartment while his wife is 8,000 kilometers away? Let's look at some old clips to see what Foodie believes a married man can and should be able to do while so far from his wife.
He's married and...
Yeah, right? Like, and anybody here who feels sympathy for Foodie, watch this video. Please watch this video. Because I know that the people here in this chat, you're pretty you're pretty knowledgeable about Foodie and her past and who she is. And I don't think she's the devil. I don't think she's the devil. There's certainly worse people than her in this world. A lot worse. But she is a nasty piece of work. And here is a really good video demonstrating that. Watch this.
Has children in Turkey anyways. But he's not going to see his family for like 3 years. That's really sad. Oh well. What? He doesn't do his wife, so. No, he said it was normal. He's allowed to sleep around when he's in I don't know. Yeah. Tara, his wife.
Did you hear that? No, it's okay to sleep around on your wife if you're in another country. That's what she's saying. So apparently, she's cool with Salah.
Kids are in another country. It doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
I mean, it's just his wife in the other country. It's not the same. It's like an arranged marriage. They don't love each other. What?
It's an arranged marriage. They don't love each other, right?
I'm smiling because you don't understand the situation and it sounds bad. Different cultures. Yeah, it's a different culture thing for him. No, I had sex 4 times with a married man today.
This is just the way she talks about it. Now, I'm not saying it's ever okay to do something like that, but she is absolutely gloating. She is downright proud of herself for doing this. And I'm not going to say that this guy doesn't bear a lot of responsibility as well. He needs to do better too. He's it takes 2 to tango. But she does not sound like she feels the slightest bit of shame. She sounds like she's downright proud. Yeah, and she looks just like Uncle Fester here.
With married men. Well, I didn't know what, like, he has a family in Turkey.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I get you. I'm basically the same way, Nirvana. Oh, that's good to hear, Sour Cat. It takes time. A little bit here, a little bit there. Eventually we get there, right? Oh, I'm going to be sending everybody over to Skinny Queen also. I think she's coming on in a little bit. So if she does come on, let me know, and I'll be sending you over there in just a bit.
I'm like, is it normal for you to sleep with women when you're like, yeah. It's not the same. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. He said it's okay, so. But for him, he sounds like it's totally normal the way he was just talking about his family. Like it was nothing. Like
Skinny is on, so we're just going to watch the end of this video, and then I will send you over there. There's only about 2 minutes left, so let's watch the end of this, and I'll send you over.
And then, like, I think maybe they're not together that way. I don't know. No, I don't think they're in a happy marriage or something.
Not in a happy marriage? Sounds familiar.
He came here seeking asylum, so he had to leave his family, and he needs some comfort while he's here.
Yeah, and that too. That is just so, like Chantal, have a little bit of self-respect. This guy is not only married, he's here basically with nothing. He's here for asylum, but if he needs asylum, why did he leave his wife and family in the other country? Shouldn't they be the ones coming here for asylum? I mean, I'm not even gonna get into that. But why is she, what makes him so special? Why would she be so willing to share herself with this guy who doesn't seem to have anything to offer and is married? Why is what is she attracted to about him?
True. He needs some help. Besides which, we don't even know their relationship at all. He didn't he also made it seem like they were separated or they never had sex. Cause I was like, when I said sex and then wife, he's like, no sex, no sex. So we don't know their fucking arrangement. So don't call me.
So in other words, he barely even speaks English well enough to explain the relationship that he has. She's having sex with men who she can't even communicate with.
Be a fucking bitch and come at me sideways. Fuck you. You're a bitch. Get out of here.
It's funny because the same could be said about her and Salah's relationship.
We don't know, Ren, the situation.
Yep.
We don't know. He probably isn't like with her. I don't know. And like, so it was really broken the way he was explaining to me. So I didn't really fucking understand what he meant. Like, I got the feeling like he wasn't like in love with her, or he wasn't with her, or like, I hope his wife starts a channel. I told you he wants you to practice walking so you can get a head start when the wife comes after you.
This bad.
He's not married.
You
She
got it,
is.
Patty.
I'm kidding. No. He's not. She's not coming here. You know, I didn't understand what he was saying. It was just a lost in translation moment, but apparently it's fine. So he said, of course I'm married. Like that. Of course I'm married in Turkey. Or of course he said I was married in Turkey. I have 3 kids in Turkey. He has a different life here now. I'm his Canadian wife now. His wife is not coming to Canada, so like at all. And so yeah, so he's looking for love here.
Okay, so he leaves his wife in another country, and instead of saying, "Oh, I need to get my wife over here," he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna have sex with other women." Like,
So I'm not
why does she want this guy?
Not with her, like they're not together. But he said it was like basically like a love list. I really, really think it's okay. I don't think, you know, we're doing anything immoral. I don't know if you're having a bad day, Holly, but I don't really give a shit because you didn't hear me just explain for 20 fucking minutes about the situation. No, I don't care because I'm not doing anything wrong.
She's so proud of herself for having sex with a man from another country who's married, with children, barely even speaks English, has no job, no permanent residence, no anything. She doesn't even know anything about him except that he's married and doesn't speak English.
His wife is 8,000 kilometers away, and it was an arranged marriage that they don't love each other. He's here looking for another girlfriend. And if it's lies, I don't know it, so who cares?
I wonder if Foodie will keep the same energy about her married husband.
All right. Well, that is it, everybody. I'm sending you off over to Skinny Queens because she is running her show, and I think it is going to be a good one. So here's a link, everybody. I've had a fantastic night. Thank you for everybody for coming over. Please be sure to check out Hannibal. Check out Skinny Queen. Everybody have a fantastic evening, and I will see you around. I'm sorry we didn't get to go to the Cyraxx the Cyraxx stuff tonight. It wasn't even long, but it's just like that sometimes. Foodie dropped a new vid tonight, so I had to cover that, you know. But one of these days, I'm going to run an extra stream just so I can cover some of that other stuff. All right, everybody. Yeah, thank you so much for coming by. You're a fantastic audience. Go check out Skinny Queen. I'll see you. I'll be over there to say hi. All right. Good night, everybody. Oh, please click. Leave a comment too if you're watching the replay. Thank you very much. Good night.